Hi, I'm Gary White for Channel 6, Central Kentucky Television, and I'm here with Juanita Hearn at the Marion County Extension Office. And today we are going to be making a breakfast burrito, but we're going to also be talking about nutrition because March is Nutrition Awareness Month, right?
Yes, it is. You know, March seems like it's got all kinds of awareness, right?
That's right.
Weather awareness, which we just went through that last night, but I know that this week is designated for weather awareness. But we want to talk a little bit about March is Nutrition Month. Now, Gary, you and I talk once a month, and we're always talking about nutrition. And, you know, that plays a big part in our lives every day.
Right.
You know, we're needing to eat, we're needing to eat healthy. And, you know, sometimes we don't eat so healthy. But we want to make sure that the audience out there is aware that we need to be eating more fruits and veggies. You know, that is a big thing that we have found out. USDA has found out we're not getting enough fruit and veggies. So make sure that we're putting those in our diets every day. Not just, you know, not just in the summertime when the vegetables are in season or the fruits in season. Try to incorporate that in your diet every day. If you do the 5 food groups, grain, protein, fruits, vegetables, and dairy, if we did all of that every day, hopefully that we would be pretty healthy, don't you think?
Absolutely.
And also I want to say this about March's Nutrition Month. We're getting into with our school age kids that, you know, the school year is winding down. Can you believe that, Gary? They just seem like they just started. But I know at the end of the year that they do a lot of testing. You know, they're doing a lot of testing. And let me just kind of do a little reminder out there for everybody. Try to make sure that your children, grandchildren, or whoever you're taking care of, make sure that they're eating a good breakfast in the morning. Breakfast is our main meal of the day, or should be the most important meal of the day. Some people like breakfast better than other people, right?
Right.
Some people may not like to eat soon as they get up in the morning, but breakfast should be 1/3 of our calories all day.
Oh, really?
Yeah, 1/3 of our calories all day long. So, you know, it's something that we need to make sure our bodies is getting enough of.
That's right. Yes. So we talk about calories. How many calories should each person be eating a day?
Well, I think, like you said, Gary, that it depends on the individual, their health needs or whatever. But USDA, and that's what we base all of our nutrition on, is they tell us we need at least 2,000 calories per day. So, you know, if you get to look at it, it doesn't take long to get 2,000 calories, right?
Right.
And but you want to make at least your breakfast 1/3, let's say 1/3 of our 2,000 calories, okay?
Okay.
So.
Sounds good.
It sounds good.
And today we're going to make something that could be that 1/3, right?
It is. We're going to be making breakfast burritos. You know, we're finding out more and more people like a burrito. We're hearing that. You know, usually everybody has eggs, bacon, sausage, you know, and that bacon and sausage is it's one of those high-fat proteins, right?
Right.
But I know it's good sometimes. But a lot of times we think of eggs, toast, a bagel is good. Oatmeal is an excellent choice for breakfast. But we're finding out more and more people like the burritos. And, you know, even if you go to some of the fast food restaurants for breakfast, you're finding burritos on the menu. So this breakfast burrito is very simple. You know, almost some of your school age kids could probably even make this, you know? So let's see what it entails, Gary.
Okay.
This is a very easy, and this is going to make 4 tortillas or 4 burritos. You're going to use 4 eggs. You're going to use 1/4 cup of skim milk. We're going to use 2 tablespoons of finely diced green peppers. We're going to use 1/4 cup of diced onions. We're going to use 1/4 cup of diced lean ham.
Okay.
And we're going to use a little cooking spray, and we're going to use 4 of our whole wheat tortillas here. And then we're going to use 1/4 cup of salsa. You know, in this recipe, we're seeing peppers and onions, right?
Right.
Now, that may not go over with all the young people, you know. Maybe that they won't eat the pepper, or maybe they won't eat the onion. Maybe you can just do a little eliminating there or add something else. But this is something, and you're going to see we only need 2 tablespoons of our green pepper, and 1/4 of a cup of onion is not very much with 4 eggs, right?
Right.
So, but what we're going to do, we're going to, in our large bowl, we're going to whisk our eggs and our milk together until blended. Then you're going to add the green peppers and onions, ham, and black pepper. We're just going to do a little sprinkle of our black pepper. And then we're going to heat our electric skillet over here to about medium. And then we're going to just actually cook all of this together. I mean, it's almost a 1 skillet meal, right?
Yes, absolutely.
And then we're going to just cook that till it's done. Then you can take one of your tortillas and you can just fill it up and roll it up, and then you can have it with some fruit, a glass of milk, so you've got a whole breakfast. And then the salsa comes in at the very end, because it says 1/4 cup of salsa. A lot of times people will like to take salsa and drizzle over it, and we will do that in a few minutes, Gary. Or if you wanted to, you could even mix it with your eggs after they're even done. Okay. Either way, you can kindly do this. And this one recipe makes 4, and the calorie contents in it is 240. So he's talking about the 2,000 calorie day diet.
Right.
So we're right there on it, right?
That's right.
Just about right there on the 1/3 calories. So this is something that's very easy. Now, I know we're using eggs today, Gary. A lot of people says they have fat in them, right? A lot of times, but you could also use some egg whites. But you know, I want to say something. That egg has a lot of good protein in it. I love eggs. I can eat eggs anytime. Yes. So, but it has lots and lots of good protein. Okay. Before we get started, Gary, I haven't got my green peppers diced up.
Okay. Well, we better do that.
Well, we better do that. But you see, I have washed it. I have cleaned it out on the inside. Now, 2 tablespoons, Gary, that's not very much pepper, is it?
No.
You know, it's not much pepper, especially if you like peppers. And I just got to throw this in. I was in school week before last, and we was talking about vegetables, and these kids was talking about these ghost peppers. You ever eaten a ghost pepper?
I don't like hot.
Oh, you don't like? Well, I like hot stuff, but I do not like. The way they were talking, they were pretty hot.
Yeah, they'll kill you.
Yeah. There you go, Gary. They will. But
yeah, they're really hot.
But this is a sweet bell pepper.
I like them.
Oh, I know it. I can smell this right now. But sweet bell pepper, that's
yeah.
Not very much.
When we were starting, I could smell the onion, and it was smelling good. You know.
Oh, okay, yes.
So it was like a smell-o-vision would be good for our viewers out there.
Yes, it would.
It does help with getting you hungry.
And I will say this, Gary. I don't like to cut onions on TV because they always make you cry, right?
Right. Yes.
So I have just done some little strips right here of my peppers, and I am just going to dice these. Okay.
Cutting that up there.
Just going to dice, and it says 2 tablespoons. I mean, Gary, that's not
a whole lot.
That's not a whole lot at all.
You're dicing them pretty tiny so they can even fit in there.
Yes, and you know the thing about it, you know, you could even get them tinier than this if the kids, you know, don't like them. It's a good way of trying to incorporate a little bit more of those vegetables in our diet.
Right. But this will add some color too
to the color and color is the thing. You know, I don't like to eat everything on my plate green or everything on my plate brown or white. You know, I like a little color, don't you?
Right. Yes.
It'd be a dull world, wouldn't it?
Exactly.
And then USDA says we need to eat a rainbow of colors.
That's right. And in addition to smelling things to make you kind of hungry, visually, it's, you know, we do eat with our eyes, as they say, sometimes too, as well. So.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes, Gary, you ever eat, your eyes is bigger than your belly, though. Sometimes you heard that old saying, you know.
Unfortunately, then my belly gets bigger than my eyes after I eat it also.
Oh, I didn't say that, Gary, now. But we do. But you are right. When we see things with our eyes, you know, that's the first visual that we're getting. We're thinking, man, that is going to taste so good, Gary. And we're just...
It just stinks if you're disappointed.
You got it. You ever done that, Gary?
Yeah. See, that looks great. Like, oh, that wasn't as great.
Kind of like blah or something,
But then,
right?
yes, I've had some things too that I was like, I don't think I'm going to like this. And I thought, that was really, really good.
Yeah, yeah, I know.
So
Sometimes
it goes both ways.
Can't always go by the looks, you know. But we always have to take a hello bite, and that way it's a little bit better. I think I've just about got it. And you see, I only cut about 1/4 of our green pepper. You like green peppers, Gary?
Yep.
I like them because they come in all those colors.
Yes.
And you know, if you really wanted to be extravagant, you could put the green, the red, the orange,
yellow.
Yellow. You could, you know, you could really make it very colorful.
Yep. And that makes it interesting.
Yeah, it makes it interesting. I'm going to scoot these to the side here till we get ready because I think it said for us to do our eggs. And we are going to crack 4 eggs in here.
So we're going to put them in the bowl first.
We're going to put those in the bowl first.
Okay. Using your technique so you don't get any...
Don't have any shells or anything in them.
That's good.
And you know, it can happen to the best of people, can't it?
That's right.
You know?
Seems to happen to me all the time.
It's happened to me too. And see, I almost see that little bitty shell. It almost wanted to go in there, Gary.
That's a little crunch.
A crunch. Well, I guess maybe that might be a little mineral, you know?
Yeah,
you think?
breakfast burrito crunch.
Yeah, there you go. So, we've got our eggs in there, and we're just going to whisk them up just a tad.
Okay.
Just going to break them.
Okay. And then...
we put our 4 eggs.
Yes, 4 eggs in our large mixing bowl. Okay. Whisking that up in there.
Just whisking, making sure our eggs has broken up and separated really, really good.
Nice yellow color.
Yeah. Thanks of spring, right?
That's right. Ready.
Ready. And we think of eggs, we always think about the
little chicks.
Little chicks
Easter
coming up there.
Yeah.
Okay. So Gary, I've got that. So I'm going to add my 2 tablespoons of my green pepper. And I have this on here. And
do we need to mix our milk in with the eggs first? Or do
we do, Gary. I'm telling you, Gary is on top of this today.
So
I don't think it's really a right or wrong way.
Yeah,
but we will do our milk. But you see, Gary, I've got my little measuring cup today with a spout. That means it's a liquid, right? And that milk is liquid. And I'm going to use...
1/4 cup.
1/4 cup.
Of skim milk.
Skim milk. Now, I know there's people out there saying, I don't like skim milk. Doesn't have any flavor. It's like water. But let me say this. It doesn't have any fat when we're doing the skim milk.
So if you don't have to wait, and you won't know the flavor difference.
You won't know the flavor difference anyway.
In this
no, you're not going to do it. Thank you for reminding me, Gary. I was trying to go ahead, and we're going to make sure that it's well blended.
Yeah, got that going there.
Okay. So now, Gary, can I put my green peppers in there?
Yes, please.
Oh, okay. I'm going to put 2 tablespoons of my green peppers in.
Yep.
And I mean, Gary, that is not very many green peppers, is it?
No.
We're just going to set this over to the side.
Which, if you want to, you could add more.
You could add more, but since we have people that maybe do not like them, so now we're going to use 1/4 of a cup of onion. So now you like a little blue and white.
I like that.
Measuring. These are
Very
collapsible.
UK, huh?
They're
look
collapsible.
Look at that.
How about that?
Fancy.
Is that a handy little gadget?
Yeah, fancy
so
stuff.
you see, it's got the big 1/4 in there for everybody to be able to see.
Okay.
So we're going to put 1/4, and I've already cut the onions up, Gary, because I didn't want to cry this morning.
No. We don't want you crying.
I know. And onions will make us cry, won't they?
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got 1/4 cup of our onions and our peppers. And you're seeing there's not too many in there, right? Just a little bit of color.
That's right.
And now we need to add our ham. So it calls for...
1/4 cup of diced low sodium lean ham.
This is something you can buy in a package.
Okay.
at your local grocery store. It's already diced, and on the package it says it is not 100% fat-free, but it's a low fat. Okay,
Right.
so and it's low sodium too.
Yeah, that's important too.
So that's something. So you told me I needed a quarter of a cup.
Yes, quarter cup of diced low sodium lean ham. Lots of qualifications there for that ham.
I know.
Diced,
Lean.
low sodium, and lean.
Lean. Okay. So we're going to set this over to the side, and we're going to put that in there, Gary.
Okay.
Now we got everything in there we need, right?
And the black pepper.
Just okay. So you see, it doesn't say
How much?
How much. So you know, Gary, I always call it a smidgen or a pinch or whatever. So I just say do a little shake. You think that looks good?
That looks great. And that's something you can add later too if you want.
You could. But you notice we didn't add any sodium, right?
Right,
Any
right.
salt at all. Because our ham is going to have some of that salt in there, okay?
Even though it's low.
Even if it is, you want to make sure.
Yeah.
And you know, we don't need but a teaspoon of salt all day. I think you and I may have talked about that before. But a teaspoon, now you know a teaspoon of salt is not very much, right?
That's
so
right.
Gary, we are ready to turn it on, and
Okay.
I'm going to spray it first, and then I'm going to let you, he always does that little final over here, turning our skillet on. Would you do the honors?
Yes. To what?
About let's do about 300 to 350.
Okay. 350.
Okay, we're just getting our skillet good and warm. And then we're going to add this mixture to it. So while that's heating up, is it okay if I go ahead and repeat my recipe?
Yes, please do.
Okay. All right, this is our breakfast burrito that we're making. It consists of 4 eggs, a quarter of a cup of skim milk, 2 tablespoons of finely chopped green peppers, 1/4 cup of diced onion, 1/4 cup of low sodium lean ham. We're going to use a little cooking spray in our skillet, and then you're going to use some 100% whole wheat tortillas. And then you can use a quarter of a cup of salsa. And if you all know, we added our 4 eggs, a 1/4 of a cup of milk, we blended it, then we added our green peppers, and we added our onions, and we just mixed those plus our ham. We're waiting for our skillet to cook, and it's very simple, right, Gary?
Yep. That's
very simple. And
very
this
easy.
is only 240 calories per sandwich or per burrito.
Right.
So, you know, this would be a pretty low calorie meal. You could pair it, like I said, you could pair it with a glass of milk, add some fruit to it. You've got a full meal, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. So you're making basically an omelet that you're then going to put in the burrito.
Well, yeah, there you go, Gary.
Okay.
There you go. And then this was just some things that a lot of times people have on hand in the refrigerator, right?
Absolutely.
Usually have some onions, maybe some peppers, or something of that nature, and you can just put something together.
That's right. If you get quarantined for the coronavirus, you can use this breakfast burrito.
You can,
with
Gary.
stuff you already have.
And it may not be a flour tortilla. You might have to take a piece of bread. You might have to make
Exactly.
that. I think, Gary, our skillet is about ready. And I hope we don't get quarantined, don't you?
I hope so as well, yes. Yes, very much. But I know what to make now because we have all these healthy meals.
Gary, in the middle, it's already beginning to cook. And the recipe says don't stir it continuously. Just make sure that it's just cooking. And it is similar to an omelet, Gary. You know, we want our edges to cook. And you know, the recipe didn't call for it, but I know how a lot of young people are. They like cheese too. We could add some cheese to that. That would be something a little bit more of our
dairy.
Yeah, there you go. So if we did that, we've got our protein, our vegetables. If we added some cheese, that would be some dairy. Well, our milk is our dairy too. So, you know, we've got all of our food groups right here, right?
Mm-hmm, absolutely.
I'm just gonna, don't want it to burn. I'm gonna turn it down just a tad. We have a new skillet here, Gary. And,
high power.
Huh?
High power.
I know, it's high powered. We've been used to our old skillets and they don't cook quite as fast, so.
And so it's okay to just like scramble them up and stuff in there?
Just kind of scramble them, yeah.
Because you're going to be putting them in the burrito, right?
Yeah, like you said, it was an omelet thrown in a burrito, right? And you just want to make sure that the eggs are cooked thoroughly. That's the key.
Yep.
And this would make a quick breakfast meal going out the door. You could almost just pass it on out, going out the door, Gary.
Yep, just grab it and go.
Grab it and go. That's what it's all about anymore, isn't it?
Yeah, always running somewhere.
I know. I think, Gary, we're just about, see, our egg is cooked thoroughly. Okay.
We're getting ready to put it in the burrito.
We're ready to put it in the burrito. Now, we're going to add 1/4 cup of salsa. If anybody wanted to with this, they could add it to the egg mixture if they wanted to, or you could use it as on the side, okay? You think it smells pretty good? Now, like you said, we need smell-o-vision this morning.
Yes, it does smell good.
Okay, so it calls for 1/4 cup of salsa. So I'm going to just measure out 1/4 cup. Now, if people like me and they like salsa, they probably would use more salsa.
And is that for each serving or for?
No, it's for the whole one. I have had people to put the whole 1/4 cup in eggs, this egg mixture.
Right.
Which, of course, you're going to have a little red looking too. But we're going to use this as a garnish today. How about that?
Sounds great.
Okay. All right. It says that you can take your whole wheat tortillas, or burrito, whatever you want to call it here, and you can heat them. But, you know, if not, you can just take them, and we're just going to put...
And this is a breakfast burrito, but you can have it for lunch or dinner or whatever.
We have it for anything, can't we? Don't want to get it too full.
Have breakfast for dinner.
Breakfast for dinner. That's my kind of thing, right? I'm just going to take it. Hope I've got it tight enough. Kind of sticking out the edge. So you could take, if you wanted to, you could just do a little salsa right on your plate. And then, Gary, we can take a glass of milk. Did I have a glass there, Gary? There it is.
Right over there.
We're going to take a glass of milk.
Those over here. Put your roll. There we go.
Okay. Got a glass of milk, and we have some fruit. So, Gary, that is a perfect breakfast. We're eating all of our 5 food groups, and it's something that would be a good, healthy meal for us today.
That's great. And that is the breakfast burrito. You can get a copy of the recipe from the Marion County Extension Office or give us a call and we'll be happy to get you one.
Yes. Thanks, Gary.
Thank you. And this is Celebrate Nutrition Awareness Month for the month of March. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, Gary. Everybody have a good month.
Absolutely. This has been Gary White with Juanita Herron at the Marion County Extension Office.